to translate, to connect questions that might come up that don't get answered here back to food bank folks to get it back to you. So, and let some folks in. So Janet's coming. Yeah, so great. I know you've been here before. I do believe Janet has as well. I haven't in quite a while, so I was glad to get a chance. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Can hear you. So let's just start in of what brings you here today. Glenda, did you have topic? Janet, Patrick, Matt, did you have something you wanted to kick off?
No, not really. We are getting a lot of donations from Walmart and
Good.
non-food donations from them.
Non-food, for example.
Last week we got 3 good-sized boxes of jeans.
Yeah.
Clothes, a lot of clothes. This morning we got a bunch of kites
Oh,
and some Harry Potter things and
mm,
odds and ends. We did get some beauty products, health and beauty items.
good, good. You just never know what you're going to get in
Oh,
recovery. That's for sure. All right, great. I'm glad you're here.
and I miss you.
I know I miss you too. So this is a great to have this contact. Um, Patrick, what brings you here today? Yeah.
I'm here attending Amanda's office hours.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm participating uh, from Tioga County and specifically Nichols, but it is a beautiful. I think it's
Ah,
yes, it is a beautiful sunny day today. I wasn't sure. I haven't looked out back my window lately, uh, aside from the fog and the frost this morning. But anyway,
right.
it is interesting information that there is continued positive movement on our food truck
Oh yeah.
from Catholic Charities. The Catholic Charities food truck in Tioga County is scheduled for 2026. We have been waiting patiently for at least a year on this whole situation, but and we have to uh, continue to be happy and positive that when we gave hot homemade meals out of our kitchen up on the hill when we had a commercial kitchen, it became uh, pretty popular. We supplied over 100 meals or 100 some odd meals a week, which is good for us. But I think once they see this beautiful green, it is going to be a beautiful green truck. It's green as far as the color is concerned. As far as fuel efficiency, I don't know about that part.
Sure.
Uh, but we're excited. They know what the design of the truck is going to be, and we're waiting for them to put all the pieces in and connect all the pieces on the inside. And eventually, we are going to provide food 5 days a week out of that truck.
Hmm.
Or so that's my
Mm,
information for today.
beautiful. That's a real example of a big setback, which will become ultimately a huge leap forward. And I imagine that, I mean, patience, and this is a resilience situation there of hanging in there and making something incredible out of it. And it will really be a model, I think, for other communities of what's possible, because it isn't something that we have currently in our region the way maybe in some more urban areas there is. So and then just the accessibility it's going to bring to people. Oh, we look forward to it,
It,
and thank you for
it
the update.
yeah, I'm pretty confident it will catch on very quickly. Now,
Mhm.
depending on the month, I don't know if it's in the dead of winter that we get to. The dead of winter was not like our our hoped that that was going to be, we're getting open on a nice snowy icy day. But if we're, whenever it happens, it happens,
It
and
does.
we'll, and people will come, so it's
It'll
good.
always be warm in that kitchen, that's for sure, you know, even
Yes.
though if we're standing outside of it. And I do stand corrected. I know that Chow has embarked in Broome County on having
Yeah.
a meal truck. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm certainly excited about that. But thank you. I'm glad you're here. Uh, Janet, what you got going on today? What do you want? Did you come for a particular reason or just to
No,
connect with people?
I'm a regular.
You are. Okay, good. Matt, would you like to share anything?
Sure. Thanks, Kathleen, and
Of
nice
course.
seeing you all. I think I know Patrick and Glenda, but is it Janet? I'm sorry, from Newfield.
Yes. Yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm not sure if we've met before, but I'm Matt Griffin. I'm the VP of Health and Community Impact, and excited to be with you. And just curious, I have not attended the office hours, and I'm piqued by what agencies are hearing in terms of the SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program front, given that because of the shutdown, November benefits are in jeopardy. And we also have in play the new time work requirements that are pending starting in November. So just wanted to see if any agencies have questions, how we can help you navigate that space, and also learn from you what you're hearing in terms of the needs of the people you're serving.
Yeah. From a Newfield perspective, we haven't heard a whole lot, but we're in a off cycle right now. Our distribution is next week. And it's a 5-week month, October, so we haven't had one for 2 weeks also. I know there are some concerns that in addition to, all the stuff that there's been big headlines about, Cornell is in the middle of doing some layoffs as well that will likely impact people in Tompkins. So I'm sure Glenda's heard some things about that as well.
No, actually, I hadn't heard that Cornell was laying off.
Yeah, I heard that on Friday from somebody who's a police officer up there.
Mhm.
Basically, my sister-in-law is trying to see where she wrote it
One
on.
thing I want to mention is that we do deliveries on a referral basis, and we've put our referrals on pause because we can't meet the need. So I don't know if there's other pantries out there that can deliver in Tompkins County. Do you deliver, Janet, at all?
Um, we do, but it's kind of like a special emergency case basis kind of thing. We really don't get too many requests for it, which always surprises me, but it hasn't been something that's a major issue at this point.
Glenda,
I
is the
don't,
Salvation Army someone you could pair up with around deliveries? Are you doing that already?
I have not met with the new Salvation Army people yet. Well, I didn't know if they were still delivering or
It's worth, this would be a good, and a good in. I've heard great things about David and I haven't met them yet either, but I do encourage that outreach. Yeah.
okay, I just found my note.
Oh, good.
So Bev, who is the person I was reporting in on the Cornell thing, she was saying she works with Cop Kids and Toys.
Mm.
Linda, are you familiar with them?
yes.
So she's in their administrative end of things, and she's a Cornell police officer. But she had dropped some flyers, like application flyers, off to the Enfield Food Pantry on, I think, Sunday, and she said that that the report from the Enfield people said that they were up 10% with just the people that they had on Saturday.
Mm.
And then the first round of layoffs happened at Cornell last week, with possibly 1 to 2 more rounds coming. So just as a FYI on that. And
It's
needless to
awful
say,
timing.
it's not a small employer.
No,
Not at
not at
all.
all.
And the worst timing of the year in general, right? Like layoffs in late fall, pre-holidays.
It's not
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
They employ people from all over.
Totally. They're, yeah, one of the biggest employers.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thanks for putting that in the chat, Matt. Yeah, and that confirms sort of what I was thinking in terms of
Yeah, some
deliveries.
agencies that are providing delivery. I am hearing from other counties that yes, there is a challenge among partner agencies to continue with some deliveries. So certainly checking in with them, seeing what the status is. I'm also going to put in the SNAP outreach coordinator for Tompkins County. I think Patrick's familiar with Robin, who just started up there at Catholic Charities in Ithaca. So please connect your clientele with SNAP outreach. That's continuing regardless of the shutdown situation. So business as usual. And Patrick's team's also working in Tioga County
Right.
with outreach.
And Jean Allen has joined. Welcome, Jean Allen from Newark Valley. Matt, do you have access to Sam's speaking points? I didn't earlier, but I think that would be helpful to share with this group, and I'd love to see them.
Sure.
Jean Allen, we've gone around. I know you're a regular in this group as well. So good to see your name there. Did you bring anything in particular today that you'd want to make sure to talk about? Okay, when you're ready.
I would, while we're waiting there,
Please.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
mention that last week we experienced our first customers that came in and to our food pantry and actually made reference to what is going to happen to their SNAP, may happen to their SNAP money going forward. That was our last week was the first time we had a customer come in and say, oh, they weren't even sure they can come in our pantry last week. We checked and they were fine and everything, but that was the first time someone had mentioned verbally that they are concerned about that. From my desk, not necessarily the food part of it or specifically, but I I'm being overwhelmed since HEAP is now moved to November 17th. You know, we were getting people to November 3rd. We're trying to get them there, but now, oof, I don't know. So I think if we all work together and share the information that we have and get people to the contacts that are beneficial to them, even the Chemung County Catholic Charities office already is prepared and shared furloughed federal employee list for banks and lenders and furlough grants, thrift saving plans, mobile telephones and automobiles and national food rescue and advice and home life insurance and other relief assistance things. So they're kind of like getting ahead of the game, trying to prepare themselves for whatever might happen. Yeah.
Good. Good to hear that. Clarity there. Oh, good. Jean Allen's back. Go ahead, Glenda.
We have a Head Start program.
Yeah.
And the family workers or family partners have reached out to all their people to see if they have a contingency plan for when their food stamps, and nobody does. And one person didn't even realize the government was shut down.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So
we've run into similar here. People are fairly unaware of what's been going on and how much worse it's going to be, or potentially worse it's going to be.
Well, then you think about there's people who are glued to watching the news and not even sure what's real. And then
Mm.
other people who are like, in the thick of just surviving in their day-to-day lives, right? And the whole gamut for those of us who are, have enough money to feed, ourselves and our family. And, that struggle of like how much is accurate that I'm seeing and what do I hold on to? And it looks like Matt, is this from you that you've shared these pieces? Okay, good. Yeah, the
Yeah,
speaking
so
points. Great.
yeah, there's some talking points that if people have questions about the HIPNAP awards, our legislative investment funds that are coming through to partner agencies, SNAP, WIC, and so on.
Mhm.
Here are the things that we're communicating, and you can feel free to share and contact us with any further questions. There are a number of resources out there for SNAP. The Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance has a treasure trove of frequently asked questions, for example. You could spend hours on their website. But we're trying to distill down information into some key points as much as possible.
Thank you. The link that I shared, is it something you can open? I found this also an incredibly helpful. It doesn't look like it can open. Is it opening,
I'm going
y'all?
to try in a moment.
Okay. Um, so I spend a lot of time in grocery stores, and you all are certainly in the thick of food recovery and listening to grocery workers talk about um, these issues and just losing SNAP. And while a lot of them don't qualify, they did talk about part-time workers. And one of the things that I found incredibly important and compelling about the data, and I'm going to just pull it up as just, again, ways of talking to people. So maybe it isn't exactly, I mean, it can be the people that you serve, but also if you're speaking with someone who's like, I don't get what the big deal is, or the stereotypes that you're used to challenging. But so these are looking at three districts. So Josh Riley's district and Teeny's district, and then the third one. But 200 million in this particular district, whose counts includes Broome, and I believe maybe it includes Tioga. I can't tell for sure with the map. But 200 million in SNAP will generate 308 million in terms of all of the different aspects of the economy. And this worker was talking about, being very concerned about the part-time grocery workers losing their jobs. And then what are the ramifications? Less people coming to grocery stores because they can't afford it. And then, what are the ripple effects in, in economies? So that's just been because of where I'm spending my time, right? Heavy on my mind. You're serving folks who are already coming to your pantries. So I wanted to share that and and just see what else is alive for everyone today. So
Kathleen, I'm not able to click in. I will see if there is an active link that I can share. I'm not
thank
sure
you.
if others are able to.
Yeah. I
Dave,
grabbed
want
it
to try?
off of that chat yesterday and it wasn't.
Mhm.
Yeah. So thank you, Matt. Jean Ellen, Matt had asked if there were, what kind of conversations are having at your pantry, and if there's, people were talking about layoffs at Cornell, which will have a huge impact, in terms of this county, and then also, as is mentioned, like 3,000 federal workers or 5,000 federal workers affected in the southern tier
Right.
currently.
We are not having a lot of conversation at the pantry about this. Our county is pretty much the only federal workers that here would be ones that commute to a position like in Binghamton or somewhere. We do have a lot of Cornell staff that live, we're like a bedroom community for Ithaca, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there hasn't been a lot of conversation in terms of people not getting their first federal paycheck last week. So that part of it hasn't hit us, but the SNAP component certainly will.
Sure, indeed. And yeah.
I have a comment question about food pantries region wide. So our pantry is set up to serve a certain number of individuals and households per month, and we order every single week based on what we need. And so we are continuing, we have no problem continuing at our current rate, but we do not, unfortunately, because of the SNAP circumstances, we don't have a plan to uh, increase our offerings. We're pretty much going to stay even for what,
Mhm.
and keep all of our things will stay the same, not being decreased, but I don't think we have the capacity to like increase what we have to available because of SNAP. And so not sure where individuals are going to go to fill that part of the void. They're still going to be able to come here as they always do, but there's
Mhm.
a gap and a void that is certainly concerning.
Right, absolutely. I would recommend, Patrick, certainly connect your shoppers with the Find Food resources, including the mobile food pantries, which you're well aware of, and give them the connections. Like recommend, like for example, I'm thinking in your neck of the woods, Waverly mobile food
We
pantries, a great opportunity. It's not too far, that type of thing.
Yeah, we have all the we have the packets for all three mobile food distributions in
Excellent.
Appalachian and Richford and North Waverly Chapel at our front desk, and is distributed if somebody asks or they need it. And we also provide packets for all the pantries in the county, off the Find Food.
Excellent. Excellent.
So yeah, we're always trying it, and even
Mhm.
we have people coming from Susquehanna. We have people coming from, if anyone's interested, know places like Montrose, which is in
Yeah.
Susquehanna County,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we had somebody
Yeah.
last week, they drove 40 miles to come to
Wow.
us.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
and
Quite.
sometimes people that are, they
Mhm.
might live in Lauman or Chemung, and they
Yes.
have family
Yes.
members, they show up at our
Yes.
place. It's like, wait a second.
Mhm.
So not that we'll be always providing them
Mhm.
food, but I also have a listing of Chemung County and say,
That's
hey,
great.
there are some places that are
Mhm.
only 5 to 10 miles away from where you are,
Good.
just for saving your gas money.
Right.
Right. Right.
So
That's
try
excellent.
to.
The other thing I would add, Patrick, and you're probably on top of this, but just double checking. So for some people who may be new to the emergency food network, they'll encounter foods that are unfamiliar to them, or they're having questions about container dates and expiration dates. Please, and this goes for everyone, please share that information. Is this food still good? We have the cards and resources on our website. I can drop that in the link. And we're going to see probably some more non-meat proteins in our distribution. So your beans and your lentils. So providing resources like recipes and how-tos, like with lentils, you don't have to soak them. That's really helpful to maximize the food that they're receiving.
And I think not knowing, right? We don't know what these next months are going to look like. So having the plan, Patrick, of staying steady, why change what you all are doing? It works, and see then what, you want to, just like when one is open until 4 p.m., you want to have as many offerings for the 10 a.m. people as you do the 4 p.m. people. And so planning the plan to stay steady, and not shift anything around or try to get, even more in. You'll see what the flow is like. And you all are very savvy, skilled, and such a strong team. And I think I would imagine, and this is great to have Matt here, I would imagine that some more communication among the New York and Pennsylvania food banks will
Mhm.
be upped during this time. I was at this Tompkins Forum, Food Forum today, and I'm sitting next to Jean Winnall, who's in Groton Food Pantry, and she's reminding us of how many people they serve from Cortland County and Cayuga County, Cayuga County, right? So parts north and I want to say east of Groton, but because there are so few pantries there. And Cortland County for Central New York, it is on their outskirts, right? In terms of the massive area that they serve. You know, we're a small food bank, so we can get to every nook and cranny. But I, you know, bring back this feedback from her of what other more collaboration can we be doing across counties. So we certainly want to serve everyone that is coming to us. And is there any way to boost and support rural parts of Cortland County and Cayuga County? Because she said, you know, a third of the people that they're serving are from Cayuga County, a third of the people are from Cortland County, and then a third are from Tompkins County. Again, we're going to cross lines fine, but that's just, I think, helpful feedback for those counties in that food bank. And likewise, I'm sure, you know, right, we all have people crossing lines. It's fine. Oh, thanks for getting that, putting those up, Matt. Jean, Glenda, other thoughts?
Only thing I keep saying is that there was a state thing about SNAP, and they were saying, visit your local food pantry. Well, we're in just as bad shape as the people,
Right.
you know. I wish they wouldn't, you know, they have to tell them that, I guess, but
You know, Glenda, you're right. I heard exactly the same quote as well. And from our perspective, all those individuals that were receiving SNAP, they were already coming to our pantry anyway,
Mhm.
even though they were like, oh, if you don't have SNAP, go to your pantry. Well,
Mhm. Mhm.
all of
They
SNAP
are,
people are pretty much already coming to our pantry anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
I hear you, Glenda.
yeah. And if it wasn't for the picking up at Walmart and Trader Joe's, I don't think we could do what we're doing.
Yeah, the food recovery does help a lot, especially
Mhm.
we're getting from Price Chopper and we're getting a lot of meats, which, you know, obviously saves our budget considerably.
Yeah.
But, you know, if there is a huge onslaught, it's not going to last. So going to be interesting times.
It will be, and
Um, food recovery has, without food recovery, we would be hurting pretty rough right now without food recovery.
yeah, well,
Else took over FDN. I didn't realize that.
say that again, Glenda.
Yeah.
Somebody said there's another agency that took over FDN. Do you know anything about that, Kathleen?
No, no, that I don't, that doesn't even sound accurate. FDN is a local grassroots tremendous food rescue organization in Tompkins County. I mean, I just talked to Megan the other day. I'm not sure what
Well, my executive director made that comment, so I have a meeting with her tomorrow and I'm gonna ask her about it.
please do. And yeah, call me or text me if you hear otherwise. Megan who runs FDN is usually at this forum I'm at, but she couldn't because she has a couple other things going on. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like, yeah.
Yes, sorry. I had
Mm.
not heard that either, Glenda. Is
Yeah.
that maybe the other FDN that there was? Um,
Our,
that
our,
that
the Tompkins County Food Distribution Network.
yeah. Do you think
I
that's the one she's talking about? Or they're talking about?
Well, I'll have to ask her.
Yeah, please do. I mean, so it's interesting because, well, just sorry for folks in the other counties, but this food systems forum that I'm at, that we had, so when you think of a Tompkins County food distribution, it was that emergency food response that happened during COVID that were those regular meetings. I can say that the food systems plan for Tompkins grew I think in part from, no, maybe that was another group. Anyway, well, let us know what your boss says and we'll be doing some searching around. And
Yeah.
Donna, welcome, welcome. People have just, you
Hi.
know the office hours, right? Going through, and does everybody know each other? Do you know everyone, Donna?
I don't know. I'm from Trumansburg Food Pantry.
Great, great. Why doesn't everybody go and do a quick intro? It would be helpful, I think. I'm Kathleen and I do food recovery work for the food bank and I live in Enfield. Hi.
Oh, I didn't realize you were local, Kathleen.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Janet. You just spoke. Where are you?
I'm
sorry.
Janet Maher. I am the pantry in Newfield. I took over from Marge probably about 6 months before you took over from Carol, was it?
Yes,
I think.
yes.
So anyway,
Jean-
hello neighbor.
Hi.
Other Tompkins person on the call?
I'm Glenda Abbey with Tompkins Community Action. We have food pantry, multiple things, some housing, Head Start, housing.
All the things. Jean Ellen?
Hi, I'm Jean Ellen Parmalee, project neighbor of North Valley is the name of our food pantry. We're in Tioga County.
Patrick.
And hi, Donna. I'm Matt Griffin. I'm with the Community Impact Department of the Food Bank.
Hi.
Patrick?
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm the outreach coordinator here at Catholic Charities in Nichols, New York, Tioga County. I also supervise our food pantry here.
So Donna, you've been coordinating for 6+ months. You've been part of that pantry for longer, much longer than that though, right?
I sort of shadowed Carol for maybe the whole 2024, I think. And then yeah, I took over officially January 1st of 25.
Thank you for doing that. Huge. So well, let's reshare things in the chat because I don't think you get them if you as you jump in. So we'll do that. And various conversations about, what did you just have pantry this past Monday?
No, we're having
Coming.
it coming up on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, just conversations. What kind of conversations are folks having around, around SNAP, around the government shutdown, federal workers, Cornell layoffs? We were, hearing that, and that's coming. And then just what, do you want to just talk about what things are like for you all? And then you have Monday coming up, so you'll have certainly more conversations.
Yeah, as others are probably experiencing as well, we're concerned that we'll have a big uptick on Monday of it looks like we have about 25% of our customers are SNAP recipients. So and then that doesn't really take into account all the SNAP people that are probably living in T-Burg. So we're wondering, will those others start coming to the pantry? And so we're purchasing some extra food. But there's only so much space for storage and we don't want to over purchase and yeah, so we have all those issues that we're grappling with on what to do. And I also, did I read something from like New York State that they were maybe going to try to help out the food bank to supplement them for the SNAP reduction?
There's actually a proposal that organizations are sending to Governor Hochul and to the legislature to free up $700 million to cover the SNAP costs or the SNAP allotments in November. That's going to be quite a reach. But in the meantime, we do have the legislative investment funds through HIPNAP that we've deployed to partner agencies that you may be familiar with. So hopefully that's providing some extra funding for your food pantries amidst this challenging time. But at this time, there's the question mark about the November benefits.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Patrick,
so
repeat.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Donna, um, thank you for that, Matthew. I appreciate that. And is so I'm expecting that. I don't know if that's going to happen that fast. They can get money moved that quickly, but is it also that the state and the governor will ask the federal government to reimburse the money that they do take out of the accounts? This is a free money thing. You know, New York State is going to try to keep the money flowing for a month, and then the federal government will reimburse the money that they actually had to utilize, or would that just be money that New York State was generous with?
Yes, I'm not sure. I think New York State is going to pressure the federal government, to be that first line of support. And then the questions arise as we get closer to November 1st. What's going to happen? So I don't know. I don't have an answer for your question, unfortunately, Patrick. I don't know how it works, but certainly we're trying to rally both state and federal resources so that, to our earlier discussion point, not put so much burden on the local food pantries.
Does anyone know if, when we get our turkey deliveries, do we need to have another delivery? If we're over the 500 pounds, do we need to order other food too? Because the way our things are lining up, we may not need anything but the turkeys on the delivery day that they're planned for. Do we have to order other food, or if we're over the 500 poundage, are we good with just getting turkeys for the delivery and getting no charge for the delivery?
That's a really great grounding,
They-
concrete question. Thanks for bringing that in, Brenda. Like that's something that can get answered. I thought that that was true in the past. Matt, do you know what's the current policy with that, or we can easily find out while we're
I
on the
don't, but
call?
we can find out, right, Kathleen? That's
Yep.
I think that's a reasonable request,
We can.
Brenda. I like it.
Okay.
I think that's one victory we can chalk up by the end of the day,
We'll I can message over and ask someone right now. I was just copying into the
I
chat.
gotcha.
So you're gonna message over?
I gotcha.
Great.
Yeah,
All right.
you continue.
And I'm going to put in the chat. So Brenda, information that's been shared before you jumped on. I don't know if Donna's even seen this because it's in the chat. So we wanted you all to have speaking points that have been generated through various minds coming together. And Glenda's asking, isn't it 750 pounds is the minimum? So
Okay,
double checking on that, but double
Okay.
checking on that. Yeah.
I knew it was less than 1,000 and
Right. So
Yeah, somebody recently confirmed to me it was 750 still.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So, but Matt, so you're going to need a little more, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll still have enough. I think we're over the 1,000.
Oh,
but I'm not 100. I'm pretty sure we're over the 1,000. It depends how much the turkeys weigh.
right.
Add some cabbages.
10 to 14 pounds on average. So
Yeah.
12-pound average, bank on that.
12 pounds? Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be close.
Okay. So here's number 5. So Brenda, also Tioga County. This is an excellent Tompkins and Tioga County. And Brenda, remind us the name of your pantry since everybody may or may not know each other.
Park Terrace Food Pantry.
Park Terrace. Thank you. So have you been open this week? What's the climate? How's it going? How are you all preparing?
Well, my sister and I alternate. So I wasn't there last Saturday, but I was there the 2 Saturdays before. And I don't know, our clients aren't nervous about it. We're seeing about it's a little lighter than usual, which is peculiar. We're getting maybe 12 families each weekend. We are seeing some new families and some large families. But people aren't asking us a lot of questions. We're not querying them, if they ask questions, then we answer them. But I'm not getting a general sense of people being real nervous about the SNAP changes. Whether they aren't aware or it just hasn't impacted them yet. I don't know. What was the consensus? I'm sorry I came on late.
No,
Is
no.
everybody else getting a lot of concern from their clients? Because I don't see that yet.
No, I had mentioned that we're not seeing it either. I don't know if they're just not aware or if they're just not talking about it or what the circumstances are, but not yet. Maybe,
After it
coming November
impacted.
1st, we'll be hearing a lot more. I don't know.
I think from a new field perspective, we should know like middle of next week. But at the same time, like when we've been doing TFAP forms and whatnot with people, the number of people who are SNAP recipients, but they're just like, are you, yeah, I get it. My whole $25, it goes so far. So, from a
Mm,
perspective, if somebody's only getting $25, and I've heard that from so many people that
sure.
literally their benefit is $25.
Mhm.
I don't know that I think they're getting more value from us as a pantry to start with than they are from SNAP, probably. That
That would make sense because I haven't heard what they get from Snap, but I was sort of surprised that only 25% of our customers check off that they get Snap, so it seemed like a very low percentage for the number of folks that were coming in. And maybe that was why, maybe they've heard, from friends or relatives that you don't really get that much, and so it wasn't worth their effort to apply. I don't know.
well, there's that, and then there's also the don't know, prefer not to answer option, right? I think a
Mhm.
lot of people click that.
Choose
They
that.
think that
I mean,
somebody's going in and being judgy based on what the responses are, which couldn't be further from the truth. I keep telling people, this is for grant funding primarily. You don't know what you don't know until you have data.
mhm.
And if the data is what organizations upstream from us, so at food bank level, Feeding New York, Feeding America, people who have a broader reach, who have strong grant writing teams on board to go out, and that's where that data really helps show that perhaps you're an underserved, underrepresented community that could really benefit from grant dollars that maybe weren't previously available or nobody knew about, or they just didn't have the resources to apply for. And when you
Right.
tell them that, they're like, oh, that makes sense.
And did you used to have like Julie, Dom, I think her name was, used to come to our pantry maybe like once a month or once every other month, and set up a table. I didn't feel like she had a long line of people there but maybe they just grabbed the forms and went.
Right. It's
Donna,
now, yep.
Yeah, she
Donna,
came.
Go
Mhm.
ahead, Patrick.
oh, can I interject? When you said Julie, I'm going to mute myself and just listen. Maybe
Yeah,
So Julie used to be the no app for Tompkins, and now it's Robin Comstock.
Oh, good. Oh, okay, good, good. I was wondering who it
yes,
changed to.
yeah, you can see in the chat there, the map put Robin Comstock at Catholic Charities in Ithaca. That's the new person there.
Oh, good, good. I knew Julie left and I maybe haven't reached out to Robin yet, so I can do that.
The story you share, and certainly others have said about, the barriers, the challenges, the how little money one would receive on SNAP. But then, I hear the statistic, and you all can confirm, it's like it's 1 in 8 people in New York State. Is it New York State or in the country are using SNAP? You have SNAP benefits, and that's a much higher number than I actually realized. And so, what does that mean in terms of who
Yeah.
we're reaching and who
Yeah.
we're missing?
Well, in Tompkins County, for example, we have, Kathleen, just over 4,700 households on SNAP.
Mhm.
And you multiply that by maybe 2 or 3 people on average per household, you can start doing the math. In Tioga County, it's nearly 3,000. So,
wow,
to what
Tioga is
extent,
much smaller, isn't it? Right?
population-wise,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But percentage-wise, I think you're looking, as you alluded to, Kathleen, about 15% of New Yorkers utilizing SNAP at one point in time during a year. I also just got a notification from Hunger Solutions New York, which oversees the SNAP outreach workers, such as Robin in Tompkins County and Tiffany in Tioga County. And they're letting us know, food banks and other contractors know, and you may have seen this, Patrick, that SNAP outreach workers are to continue working as usual, providing SNAP outreach and education, pre-screening and application assistance, even with the shutdown. So this federal change is not affecting operations. Continue work. So please avail yourself of that. I know it's probably concerning to people who are on SNAP or looking to apply to SNAP. Why would I do this? But please connect them, because not only do the SNAP outreach workers connect them with SNAP resources, but other connections, whether it's mobile distributions or other
Right.
human needs. Excuse me.
In some ways, or I imagine others have the same attitude of in these, do we say unprecedented anymore? We're not in a pandemic, but in these times, it is reassuring to know how many people are working and volunteering, completely committed to taking care of our communities. Even if, those in power can't get it together to figure out, doesn't matter who you vote for, like take care of our people in our country. But I know that networks like all of us all around our country are going to make sure that people are taken care of as best as we can, and fighting for, the security for people.
Yes, that is reassuring, Kathleen. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Is anyone else thinking about potentially giving out more food during this time frame? We haven't gotten there yet, but that was just something that we sort of threw out as an idea. We have these sort of limits for each item, and we're thinking maybe we should expand those.
Do you limit the number of visits for shoppers as well? Or
No,
frequency?
we're just every 2 weeks, so we don't limit the visits.
We haven't crossed that bridge. For now, we are going to stay with what we have been providing, which is a 3-day, we're offering a 3-day supply of food, and people can come. We are open 3 days a week, so they can come more often. Of course, we don't want them driving 20 miles, frequently in order to get to us. So I think that's going to have to be a decision made at a point in time when we see what the outcome of the loss of benefits is. And we'll also we've been bulking up for our holiday baskets for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We're probably going to be running through that and have to restock, is the anticipation.
Other folks want to respond to that? We were having a little conversation about this before you and Brenda got here, so I'm glad you brought it up again. No, it's good. No, sorry. I think it's really helpful for you all to hear from each other. That's the point. Patrick, do you want to share?
Donna, I can just share with you in Nichols, New York, in Tioga County, our pantry will continue working as usual, just keeping steady, exactly the way we do business now.
Got it. Thanks.
And I'll say, sorry, Linda, go ahead.
We will just keep being steady the way we've been doing it. We operate by appointment, so people have to fill out an online form and then we make an appointment form. So we only have so many slots.
Got it.
Yeah. As for Newfield, right now we're pretty much keeping on steady. Where occasionally we're giving somebody extra stuff. We'll have like some of the bonus stuff, some not necessarily the TFAP stuff, but things that are donated to the food bank that come through. Like previously, we might order, 4 cases of something and put that on our miscellaneous thing. Um, and then, we offer them X number of choices from the miscellaneous grouping. We might instead, depending on what it is, throw one of each of, those free donated items, whatever, in with each order, just to, give them something extra, and it, like in the past, we dried beans seem to be a point of entertainment on this call. We've thrown like a bag of some sort of dried beans in, maybe when we had some that were languishing and we knew that a new stock was going to be coming through on the menu or something, on the food bank's menu, things like that. But I'm a very frequent flyer on the Primarius web order website, just to try to catch all the no cost to us stuff as it comes in. It's not something you can really just go in once a week and make a fully fleshed out order. To be truly productive and get the most bang for your buck on it. I have a game with myself where now I'm trying to see like what the cost per pound is for every order that I place. Like my last one, I think I came out like 30 cents a pound. I'm like, damn, I did good. But sometimes it comes out like to $1 a pound, or $1.50, $2 a pound, something like that. Oh man, I failed myself in my community on those weeks, but just try to stretch it as far as you can.
Right.
We don't necessarily hand out extra because of what's going on with SNAP and so forth, but anything that's like gleaned apples, potatoes and that, when we get that stuff in, that's all extra. We don't take off from the canned fruit or canned vegetables that we give them through the pantry. They get the gleaned vegetables and fruit extras. So this time of year is usually a good time of year because we do get some of those extra fruits and vegetables. If they come through the food pantry, or there's some Methodist churchmen we just got potatoes from, we just give those out as an extra.
Yeah, we do give some extras. Like we picked Walmart today, I guess, and we had a ton of baked, everybody gets one whether they wanted it or not.
Did you say bacon, or what was it, Glenda?
Goods, like
Baked goods. Oh, baked goods. Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
these type of thing. Everybody gets some.
Yep.
Because we don't have the room to store all of that.
yeah. Usually depends on how much we get, how much they get each
Of course.
week. It varies from the grocery stores, so.
Yeah, so this is a big food recovery team that's on. I mean, a lot of our partners are. And Donna, I know at this point you have a lot of relationships with farmers and CSAs, but there have been some pickups happening regularly from the Dollar General, right? That Sarah's been doing up the street. So you all are on that circuit, and then Brenda is as well. And who else is doing a Dollar General? No, Jean Ellen and I are working on a Family Dollar, which is a whole other animal. And then Patrick, you all have nope, there wasn't a Dollar General that came through. Wait, was there? You guys have one, but you had one. You guys had that relationship before, right? So
that's been pretty fruitful. We've been getting a lot of milk, juice, and tea.
Good.
There isn't any dry goods or any pastries or anything. It's just milk, juice, and tea. We mentioned to them we could take other things, but they said they're only set up to do the milk, juice, and tea right now. We have noticed we have to watch the dates, because a lot of the dates are, like for milk, it's beyond the 7-day since the date on the milk. And so we do have to watch that, because we pick it up on Thursdays. We hand it out on Saturdays. So we have to have at least a couple of days still open for it being good.
Right.
And we had a couple of people call us after they got home and found that milk we had delivered from Dollar General was bad.
Oh, so they opened it and it was bad. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's too bad. But that, yeah. So, and right. This
So,
is
so we're
very
watching the dates very carefully,
Okay.
which we thought we had been, but we're even more careful and diligent about it now. But Dollar General is starting to watch it too, because I think one day when we picked up, it might have been their general manager rather than just the lady manager we'd been dealing with. And so they've been more careful. Yeah, because
Mhm.
we told them we had some outdated stuff that we don't take, but even some stuff that we gave out we thought was good, people called back about.
Okay.
So they've been more careful too, not loading their shelves with stuff we just leave behind now.
Okay, good. So you did set that arrangement. So you're not having to throw it away. It's their
Right. That's
problem.
what
Right.
happened for like a week or two. We weren't careful checking the dates and we were throwing a bunch out because we couldn't hand it out once we got it there. So we're
Right.
more careful now what we take. Yeah.
Okay. Bear with me all. This is a little bit of the minutia that some of you aren't part of, but um my my communications, are they getting a fresh delivery once a week or are they getting fresh delivery twice a week? Do you know with that store?
We are getting it once a
You're
week
picking up
on
once.
Thursdays. Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Do
know
you,
if there's somebody else coming
no,
another
no.
day.
But do you know if the Dollar General is getting a fresh truck on that Wednesday or that Thursday? Do you know
I
when their
don't
truck?
know when they
We'll
get their
talk offline.
deliveries. Yeah.
I'll talk with you offline because that was a relationship that I haven't even been to that store yet because you all are so independent in that regard. But I'll talk with you another time. Okay.
So I'm
Thanks.
not sure. We can ask when they get their deliveries. I can ask them this Thursday when we go.
Yeah, it's worth asking because they're supposed to be pulling, the day or the day before of it's Best Buy. It shouldn't be expired date, right? It's the Best Buy date.
Best by date.
You should have a full week,
Yes,
based
we
on that.
should.
So
Yeah.
they should be giving you the stuff that they've just pulled, not from the time before. And if we need to set up a second group
Well,
to
it's
pick
funny
up,
because we'll go and like we were there the week before and yet we're getting stuff we probably should have got
right?
the week before. They're putting it out for us. So they, I think, are just getting sensitive to checking the dates good.
Mhm.
They were just
Yeah.
putting, I think, stuff they had extra or I don't know how
Yeah.
they were doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And these systems take time. So
But
this is
it's been good. We've had a lot of
yes,
extra milk, tea, and juice for our clients because of it.
fantastic. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Great. Well,
Yeah,
I'll probably
technically there should, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Technically there should be close to 7 days upon
Right.
receipt because they can't sell it on that date. And then boom, if there's quick communication, they can get that out to you and have 5 or so days, which would be ideal.
Right. Yep.
I have to jump. Thank you for letting me join. Brenda,
Sure.
our team will be in touch with your question about the turkey delivery.
Okay, appreciate it.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you, Matt. Okay, great.
Thanks,
Bye,
Matt.
everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so we're nearing 12:30, but is there anything else? That's good. I'm glad to have had a chance to have time with you all. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, I know. Has anybody experienced the new delivery? We'll be getting our first delivery under the new notification system. I think that's the only thing changing is we're going to get notifications of arrival like a day earlier.
Right. Oh, it's also a half-hour window where there used to be a 15-minute window they would give you like 10:30 to 10:45. Now it's a half-hour window that they're giving you the day before. Ours was way off. The delivery driver was probably an hour after our window, and she relayed that we were supposed to have received a call that it was anticipated, and we didn't. So that could have just been a one-off. So
When was that, Jean Allen?
that was last Tuesday, a week
Okay.
from today, or a week past.
Okay. Went over an hour. Yeah, hopefully Christina brought that back, but I will also bring that back to ops. We had a truck breakdown yesterday. I was like, if it was yesterday and we were down
Yeah.
a number of people. And it was last week, the first week we started doing that. So was
Yes.
it the kink? So
Right.
that delivery notification would have come for you all on Monday.
Mhm.
And then the next day, though, if we're going to be that late, you should have gotten notification. Okay, thank you.
We
Sorry about
received,
that. Yeah.
we had a truck on Monday. We got the email on Friday, as promised. We were surprised that the time slot was as late as it was, but then I'm like, they probably actually maybe had a delivery before us because normally we're the first delivery on the truck. I just managed to have enough free and TVAP and donated stuff that it made sense for me to place an order. on a week that we wouldn't normally get one.
Gotcha.
And he showed up at the we were laughing. We're like, he's got 4 minutes to go, but he made it. But it wasn't our regular driver, and we were the second stop. So I don't have a huge amount to kind of gauge it on. But
Okay. And was that
he was-
yesterday?
yeah, yesterday. And it
Yeah,
was very
that's-
very efficient though. I mean, he was off the truck.
Yeah.
We chatted. He had a ride along lady. We chatted with her for a bit, and
Okay.
they're on their way to the next stop. So,
Okay.
So
margin.
am I hearing that the two of you that got deliveries this week with the new system experienced different times than what you were used to?
Ours was much earlier than we had been getting in the past, so it's interesting to hear that the other extreme was also taking place. But again, we have nothing to judge it against, so I don't know if this is the new mode that we can experience or what's happening. So
Yeah,
the next one should tell.
We
and
did
like I
our
like I
delivery.
was
Oh,
sorry. Go
we
ahead.
got- sorry. I was gonna say,
Okay.
we got our delivery on Thursday and we got the email and it was the same time we've been getting it.
Mhm.
We usually get it between 8:30 and 8:45. That's when they said they would deliver and that's when they delivered and it was, the email that went smoothly, like it always does.
Okay.
Yeah,
Janet.
Marge and I had both showed up early because we were both a little skeptical. So we had a nice catch up for an hour while we waited for the truck, but it showed within the window, so
Yeah.
we'll give it a little more runway to get some data from, but so far so good.
Okay. And so maybe this was an anomaly, Jean Ellen, but it was also like, again, like yesterday was a truck breakdown. I don't know what was happening last Tuesday, or I can't remember that then.
Yeah.
But as Amanda said, when sort of announcing this, that, going to run this for a bit and get your feedback,
Mhm.
of how's it working and how's it
Right.
not. So
And
thank
like
you
I
for
said,
bringing
it
that.
was anticipated. They knew there was an issue Tuesday, and either whoever was supposed to give us the message didn't provide the message, or we missed the message, but we didn't get a message that it was going to be later than expected. So
Yeah.
there were attempts made.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, again, I will get that feedback in. So, anybody else? I'm glad you brought that one up. I don't want to miss anything. All right. Good to be with you all. Yep.
Thank you, and
This
thanks for the
together.
updates on SNAP.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes,
appreciated, yeah.
absolutely. And we certainly want to hear from you all as well. So don't hold back, please. Okay. All
Thanks
right.
a lot,
Thank
Kathleen.
you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Take care,
Thanks,
everybody.
Kathleen. Bye bye.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye-bye.